What's up, guys? This is Cody Taplin. I'm here again with...
What's up? You got Grant Britton here.
We're presenting you the back 9 of round 2 of Throw Down the Mountain 5 at the Grand Canyon Disc Golf Course out in Brooksville, Florida.
Yeah, we had a good front 9. We had everybody sitting under par. Ken Climo, Matt Dollar shooting 2 under par. Then we got the travel buddies, Nate Sexton, Paul McBeth. Pretty solid 4 under. But the man of the hour, Calvin Heimburg, shooting 7 under par for the first 9 holes with a bogey. So, yeah, pretty hot start. Lean up into the back 9. Some tougher golf, some longer holes. We'll see if he can maintain that hot streak going.
Let's see if Calvin can finally get a par. He's still not got one.
Because you know Paul and Nate, they're hungry. They want to come out here and be in control going into the final round. We also have some good second card players. We still have you got Johnny McRae and last year's winner Austin Turner. They're going to try and make a push for this lead card. So we'll see what happens on the back 9.
So up first is going to be Calvin.
Yeah, I know this is one of his PDs. One of his straighter, more beat-in PDs. And that looks laced.
He hit that line perfectly. And crawled up right to the basket.
Unbelievable.
Don't hit your head.
Well, that will keep the par-free streak alive. Let's see if Paul can match that. That looks like one of his champion T-birds. His eyes are flipping.
He ended up taking a 5 on this the day before, so I know he wants this one.
That also looked good. Maybe a little short, but should be putting inside the circle. 2 great shots. Kenny, Star Katana.
A little too much turnover. Let's see if they can fight through those woods.
There are some sneaky routes over there. I got pretty sneaky, but caught one of those last trees to keep him outside circle 2.
Should have an easy 3, though. Always happy with the 3 on this hole.
Not sure what Sexton's throwing. Probably T-bird like disc.
Very good shot again.
Amazing.
Making this hole look easy. Now we're going a little outside, but he fights through those trees really nicely, and he is pin height.
Sit down.
We'll have an uphill look at it.
Yeah, that probably 5 of the cleanest drives I've ever seen on this hole.
Yes.
Kenny's laying up for his par. Matt's got a 40-foot putt uphill, and he drills it.
That's a good 2 right there.
Yeah, Matt's known for putting. Outside his thumbers, and
he does it all.
Yeah, he's just a very efficient player. Nothing flashy, but just very efficient. Paul for 2.
Yeah, that putter's starting to work for Paul this round.
Yeah, that's looking good. Nate even closer, looking just under 20 feet.
Oh, and he's gonna want that back.
Very rare miss from Nate. And he's all those Pro Tour events. He's staying above 90% inside the circle.
You can tell he's frustrated.
Wow, Calvin.
But I'm sure Nate can shake that off and forget about it before he drives on the next hole.
I guess this is why they're on the lead card. Hole 4 and hole 10 both shot 3 under par. That's it's pretty amazing.
You'll see those play almost more like par 4s on other cards. So this is a straight downhill. Says 555. It's going to play more like 354.
Yep. Just a beautiful downhill. Probably the signature shot. Always the wood-made structure of Throw Down the Mountain.
I'm guessing he's going mid here.
No, that's going to be his PD again.
Okay.
Either that or a T-bird. That's his PD. He was throwing that in warm-up rounds.
That's going to be a little left and deep. Looks maybe 70, 80 from there.
Paul going T-bird again. Yeah, I think holes 10 and 11, you tend to throw the same disc on both those holes. I know I did.
It's going to hyzer out early as well, just like Calvin's. And that's going to be left and deep as well.
Yeah, we didn't see any birdies on the last card. We'll see if we can get somebody to make a good shot here. That needs to flip.
And it does. That looks like about the perfect line.
Nice shot. Nice
Beautiful. That's inside the circle.
Hopefully we can see a birdie today.
Not sure what Kenny's throwing. I think maybe a wraith.
It didn't flip as much as he wanted. It's going to hyzer a little early.
Not too bad, though.
Yeah, not bad.
Looking 60, 70 feet.
You can make that. I love seeing forehands off of this tee pad.
I think that's either an Excalibur or, no, probably Star Destroyer.
That is very well executed. Great shot from Nate Sexton.
Paul out first.
Ooh, and hits cage from about 70, 80.
That putter is heating up.
Yes, it is.
See if Calvin can do something crazy here to keep the par-free streak alive. He's running it. Oh, just a little low. He's human.
Sexton making up for that missed putt on the hole previous. That's what makes him top 10 in the world right there. Great two from Matt Dollar.
Yeah, that was a great drive.
That's kind of a bonus hole. Not really one you expect to get, but very gettable.
Yeah. Two down on the hole. Two down on the hole. That's pretty impressive. Have we had any bogeys? Oh yeah, Calvin on hole 3. I don't think anybody else on the card has bogeyed yet. It's funny. The only bogey is the guy leading the tournament.
Yep. I don't remember any other bogeys.
Nate biting into that lead a little bit, joining Paul at 5 down on the round. Oh, Sexton had the bogey on 8, just inches from OB. That's
So
what it was.
the first shot on this hole is going to be a placement. You're going to want to try to hyzer skip just to the right of the Mando sign. Try to get up as far as you can after that to give yourself an easy upshot. There's a forehand or a backhand option for the upshot. Does definitely play like a par 4 though.
One of the few flatter holes on the course.
That looks good. Very good.
Yep.
That gets the flare skip.
Probably a stiletto, I'm guessing. You want to go really overstable, maybe a higher speed disc to get that huge skip left. Oh, that looks tight.
It was very early. And he's going to miss the Mando.
Yeah, unfortunate.
That is not a mistake you'll see very often.
You do get a pretty fortunate drop zone. It's not, you're not playing directly at the Mando tree. There is a drop zone that is capable of getting up and down for the par 4.
Calvin shown how easily he can pump out distance.
Sometimes you don't want to get too close to those trees, but you should be able to work something out.
And McBeth overcorrects after hitting the tree yesterday, taking it wider. He might be behind the trees.
There's some gaps back there that opened up over the years, so now going deep isn't too bad. Kenny,
That's
great.
a great shot. He hyzered in just to the right of the Mando.
It's a pretty routine hyzer shot that Nate missed, but it's all about the second shot here.
See Ben Hedstrom caddying there.
Yeah, he had a good time. He loved caddying for Nate.
Oh, yeah. So this is the drop zone Nate's shooting from. He should be about 300 to 280 from here.
I'd say more 330, 340.
Okay.
That was a good shot.
That's a very good shot. He
Big putt.
should be about 28, 30 from there.
Yep.
And the champ's going turnover. And not
Little
turning
low.
quite enough.
Yeah, Sexton and Calvin look like they pushed their drive right up on the gap, so they're going to have to step out and flick something. That should give him a putt. Calvin with the same look.
Calvin's forehand is amazing.
It's gotten better. He really put the time in to work on that. That was a good shot. See, as you can tell, that used to be really closed in, but over the years that opened up, and
He was able to squeak out of there pretty nice. Runs it just under the pole.
looks like a big pro rock. Can he give it a run? No,
Ooh.
just no.
Tough putt. Dollar cannot convert for birdie.
Here's Nate for the big par save after missing the Mando.
That's huge.
Just when you think he's losing one to the card, he hits it dead center. Nice putt. Calvin for birdie. Ooh, just a little low, and he gets an unfortunate roll. Now he has the par save coming back and drills it. 2 pars in a row.
Doesn't let that roll away affect him, though. That's big.
He's still sitting just fine. Paul for birdie. Ooh, little right.
Little scared on that one.
Yeah, he knows. You can tell.
The scorecard has no idea. So that hole playing just 1 birdie, and that's from Paul McBeth. Everybody else taking the par. And a great par from Sexton. That is a huge save.
Paul closing the gap to 2 strokes. I think 3 on the tournament, 2 on the round. And here we go. Hole 13, par 3, 490 feet. The common play here is a righty backhand roller, just to push it out as long as you can and get it to curl up right at the, what do they call it?
The bowl. That's
bowl.
called the bowl, where the ridges kind of go in by the basket.
Paul likes the air shot here.
And he parked this last round. Let's see if he can get anywhere close to that this round.
Looked like he caught a
Early
branch
tree. And that's about where a normal human expects to land
on the air shot
without hitting the tree.
There's the roller. Matt's got a great roller game.
That is money.
There it is.
That is
There it is. Get right.
Sounds like one of our. That sounds like
That
our
sounds like
local
Joe
Joe
Key.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
That was nasty.
And that will have a look for birdie. This one is going to play like a 3.5.
Yeah, Nate Sexton, arguably the best roller player in the game. That's
A little early?
Sidewinder he rolls.
Oh no, that's about perfect. He just gets rejected by that bush.
Yeah, once you get to the bowl, you're just hoping to miss one of those plumps of sawgrass.
Calvin's going roller as well.
Yep, that's a Star Destroyer, and that looks like it's standing up too much. Yeah. I wish I had that problem going
Yeah,
deep.
Calvin having Calvin problems on this hole.
Kenny taking the air shot with it. Star Katana, he loves this air shot, and
Yeah,
he
good shot, champ.
still has it in him. That's
Wow.
that's amazing.
Showing the young guys how to throw.
Paul just looks like he's laying up for it too, or running it.
I think he was running that one. Calvin doesn't have much of a look. He's looking like he's throwing his rhino out.
Yeah, just pitching out. Something to just hit and sit.
Must have given it a run.
Everybody else is gonna have a 2 look. Around circle's edge, maybe just outside. Wow,
That's huge.
that's snuck right side. It's just low enough to catch the back of the basket.
Great roller, great putt.
Yeah, Nate's slowly starting to put together a good round.
Good flag.
Kenny for 2.
Oh,
That was as close as you can get.
Kenny not touching a disc for 5 months, coming out and throwing 490 feet, finishing right. It's a statement.
Yeah. All right, Nate Sexton picking one up on the field, taking the lone 2. Everybody else will clean up their 3s, and we're going to move on to a hole that we should see a star birdie on from this lead card.
Yep, we're coming up to a 310 foot, slightly uphill. Pretty simple hyzer shot is what you're going to see from most people. You will see a few that elect to go straight up the middle to avoid the chance of hitting those trees and falling off the cliff on the right, which is out of bounds.
Not sure what Nate's throwing here.
I'm actually surprised to not see a forehand from Sexton here.
Probably one of his more stable Firebirds.
If that doesn't roll away, that should be sitting fine.
Just Chucking that
There you go.
FD3 hard and right up in the air and
Going very high up in the air, making sure
shot.
there's no chance of hitting anything.
Matt Dollar taking the spark. And that high line.
Great shot.
Calvin taking his Firebird. That looked a little tight.
A little bit left.
That should be pin high, circle's edge.
If you're gonna make a mistake, that's the one you want to make.
Pretty surprised to see Calvin miss that line.
And there, finally, we've seen an up the middle.
Kenny doesn't like it, but he's inside 20 feet.
Yep.
All right, Nate, to start us off, I guess he landed a little short.
Great putt.
And he is.
His putter is on fire right now, as well as the rest of his game.
Yeah, he's starting to bring it on this back nine. Calvin for two. Calvin, yeah, cooling down a little bit. 4 pars in a row, I think that is. After that hot start.
The pars out here aren't bad.
Yeah, especially when you birdied 9 of the first 10 holes.
Oh, and the champ wants that back on.
Yeah, back-to-back cage hits.
Might just be the rustiness.
Yeah, the putter's usually the last part of the game that comes back after
Yeah.
taking a break.
Unfortunately. But staying composed, and that's why he's the champ. So we're going on to maybe the hardest relative to par hole.
Yeah, it has to be.
It is says 690, but it's going to play more like 800 because of the uphill sloping initial fairway and a very tight fairway. And if you finish anywhere left, you're kind of pitching out. And if you finish right, there's an OB fence.
Yep.
So you got to throw perfectly placed shots while throwing max distance, and you'll find a lot of error while doing that.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, and each round the backup got longer too.
Yeah.
Each round it seemed like there was another card ahead. So
And I like this forehand off the pad because it finishes right naturally, and that kind of gives you
that's ideal.
the perfect landing spot to kind of attack Heiser backhand.
Yeah, I remember watching Paul make this shot. Flipped it a little bit. Oh wow! I don't know if you
champ
saw
love
that.
right
Yeah,
there.
he kissed off that pine tree.
That was probably going to go out of bounds.
Yeah. Yeah, it was turning over. You never know those destroyers do like to stable up.
That is true, and that's turning over, but not going to find out of bounds. So Paul probably would have been fine.
It's a good placement by Matt. A little shorter than he wanted, but see what he can do from there. Calvin throwing his T3, I believe.
That's turning over like he wanted to, and it's going to kick out into the fairway and give him a shot. Is that the Star Katana again?
It looks a little different. I think that's a blue, maybe a wraith-like disc. Yeah, and the hardest thing about that tee shot that we didn't even talk about is the up. It just sits uphill, and it's hard to get something leveled.
Yeah, it's almost a 20-degree angle tee pad.
That was a good shot by Champ. He got up there.
Yeah, Calvin, good shot.
It's got to get the distance before it
Nice
goes.
shot.
That is a phenomenal second shot.
That is.
That's a good play there.
That must be stable. That got very skippy. Good shot from Dollar.
Yeah, the lead card showing us how this hole should be played. Nate pushed it far enough on his drive where he's got the high route to get close to the basket. Wow.
And Nate showing again how big his arm has gotten over the last few years.
It looks like Calvin tagged Nate in to take over the back nine. I didn't see that one land, but the crowd liked it.
So that's Kenny for birdie. And Dollar's going to run that for birdie. Huge birdie from Calvin.
There we go, Calvin, getting back on track. Paul for 3. Great putt.
And the pros are making this one look easy.
Yeah, Nate has an easy 3 to tap in as well. This is the 3rd hole. I think hole 4, 10, and 15 probably played 3 of the hardest holes in the course.
Yep, and they've just shredded it.
And they went 9 down on those 3 holes. Amazing.
Some amazing scores on that hole.
Yeah. And Paul and Nate catching Calvin.
So he's only got a 1-stroke lead.
2 on the tournament, 1 on the round. Hole 16, just a little uphill shot that you want to, the goal is to hit right before the basket on that hill. You don't want anything gliding chain high because it does slope down after that.
And if you hit a tree early, you have a big danger of rolling away.
Yeah. Pretty routine though, just Nate
That
going
is
dart. Yep.
Ooh.
That was identical to
Pretty
Paul's.
forgiving kick right
That's
there.
exactly what Paul did in the first round
Yep.
and ended up converting on that. Paul, I think, on P2. That looks a little high.
And he wanted that one. That was an ace run.
But like I said, it just carried a little bit past, looking like a circle's edge putt. Very death
Is
putt.
that his
like.
rhino right there?
Yep, that's Paul. That's his rhino.
It's a stable choice for that shot.
That caught some hill too and rolled down. That looks good.
That's pretty ideal.
That's how you play it. Right before the grass line starts, you want to hit and let it slide up to the basket.
The champ loves this hole.
Yeah, pretty routine shot. Here's Calvin going down the hill.
Calvin got a bit too stable and found that left side hill.
Yeah, you have to lay up from here. There's no run. Left it short. Got the nose down and just didn't get it to penetrate to the basket enough. He'll have a 25-foot death putt. Paul from 25. Beautiful.
And that putt is horrifying to any other player.
I would say 60%, about 80% of the field's laying up that putt.
And
especially in the second round.
spoiler alert, he does that next round as well from even farther away.
That was a good putt. Good 2 from Nate. Nate is what is he sitting on this back nine? Has he missed a hole?
That's gonna put him at -9 for the round.
Well, he had that Mando
He was
miss.
4 coming in.
Yeah. Oh, Paul or Calvin.
That's not a hole that you want to take a bogey on,
Yeah.
especially with the round he's having. But Calvin is showing that he is human.
Giving up 2 strokes to Nate and Paul. Now they're going to be tied on the tournament. Yeah, I think Nate's only miss. He had that short putt miss on hole 10, and then his only other par was the missed Mando that he ended up getting. So an amazing back nine so far from Nate.
That bogey's gonna hurt Calvin.
Paul also 9 down on the round.
Everyone carding the birdie except for Calvin with the bogey.
17, straight shot. You got OB on the left. You want to keep this shot right, but you don't want to pull it right because you don't want to end up cut rolling OB. So you want to be very accurate on this drive. Nate going forehand. That looks good. A little short. Maybe not.
Well, yeah, should be looking about a 30-footer.
Yep. It's a good sidearm. It's hard to get this sidearm. It's a tough sidearm if you're actually going for it.
That's a good-looking line from Paul right there.
Paul's got some sneaky sidearm distance.
Yes, he does. And that's about a 20-25. Finally seeing some overhand from Matt Dowler. I haven't seen as much as I'm used to seeing.
That was close.
YouTube
If he would have
footage.
pushed that out a little more left, that was tracking. He knows what those discs do on that line.
And Kenny go and turn over.
That looks good.
Is that a driver that he's throwing?
I'm pretty sure T-Bird.
T-Bird.
A little short. He's got a putt. Circle's edge. Calvin going rock 3 champion. That he pulled over.
And it pulled over very far right.
Calvin just needs to play clean on these last 2, and he should hold his lead card spot.
Stay up.
Good run from Matt.
Dowler was running that.
That's nice. Calvin has to throw it high enough to get over, and he throws it too low.
And there's just not much of a gap over there for him, unfortunately.
But I'm sure he should be getting up and down 9 out of 10 times from that spot. And he continues.
Huge birdie.
Nate is on fire. Taking the lead, outright lead of the tournament.
And Paul with another huge 2, and they're both going to take 2 strokes on Calvin, 2 holes in a row.
Dead center from Ken Climo. He's getting that putter working towards the end. Yeah, Kenny's not putting up too many birdies, but he hasn't bogeyed yet, so.
He's showing why he's a 12-time world champ.
Yeah.
Just
a clean player.
Yes.
Very mistake-free.
Calvin not too happy at the moment, but let's see if he can turn it around and finish strong on one of the highest scoring holes for some people. Hole 18, you're throwing down the mountain.
Yeah, if you look at that left side, there's a lot of space to work, so very common to see the forehand just push it out left and let it dump right.
And I'd be surprised if we didn't see 4 forehands and 1 backhand from the champ.
Yeah, Champ's going to backhand this hole all day. Yeah, Champ was going last year into this hole tied up with Austin Turner. And unfortunately, he threw a perfect drive, and it hit this lonely bush in the middle of the fairway. And
Was it a bush or was it a cow pie?
I think it was a little, I don't remember, but anyways, it hit and slow rolled all the way to the OB and just cost him the tournament.
That's a great shot from Sexton. He's going to have a great look at a forehand up for 3, which he can do pretty routinely.
Paul and Nate are both in that beast mode right now and looking to keep putting the birdies on.
That's out of bounds. He went a little too far out. But with that out of bounds, you can easily get to the drop zone.
Yeah, very
and
forgiving.
Get up and down for your for your par. I'm sorry.
Kenny Heiser out a little bit too much. He's gonna be laying up.
He did find the tall grass. That's not where you want to be.
That looks good.
Dollar surprisingly going backhand.
Very neutral disc. That's a great spot to be in. He can attack from there.
Yep.
Calvin, see if he can get back on track. That looks like he pushed that. That's going deep.
Oh, and just barely creeping into the out of bounds.
But again, still should be able to get up and down for a par from the drop zone too. Here goes Matt.
He's going Big Sky Annie. Interesting
Real
with the
wide.
trees on the left. He's going to have to get over the top. And it looks like he didn't make it to the inbound, so he'll be going to the drop zone.
I wonder if that was just
4.
outside of his overhand distance, because
overhand is the play here generally. Unless you're Nate Sexton and your forehand is just perfect.
He delayed that back 9.
So there's the drop zone. Paul looking to get up and down and save the par, and
he will from there. I'm assuming
he makes that look easy. That drop zone, you'll see a lot of people not even get into the inbounds area because the elevation is so tough.
Oh no, Calvin.
And I think Calvin just did that.
The bleeding just won't stop.
I believe
That looked good.
are finally starting to see Matt Dollar play his normal play, overhand.
Kenny laid up from the bushes to here, and nice easy little rock shot up. And that looks great.
But an interesting fact about that shot, so because he hasn't made it to the second out of bounds, if he doesn't get up the hill, he's going backwards to the drop zone.
Yeah, not a good finish for Calvin. Going bogey, bogey, double bogey.
Great birdie there from Sexton.
Yeah. Sexton.
Hot round from Sexton.
7 down on the back. That's amazing. With an OB. I missed Mando.
Oh.
Matt as well. He's going to be taking a couple strokes over par here.
See if Kenny can get his confidence back on those little putts. And
It was a good par from Kenny.
yes, it
Keeping
was.
the bogey free. Yeah, Calvin wasn't too happy about that finish. But he took it like a champ.
And Calvin's shown everyone that he can go 8 or 7 down through 9, and he can climb right back up and catch anybody at this point.
Yeah, so Nate Sexton with an 11 under par, 49, which I believe is the course record.
At this point.
Yeah, at this point. That was let's see what happens in that final round.
Somebody might beat it.
Yeah, so we have Kenny and we have Calvin and Matt all dropping off the lead card, and the 3 who are going to be joining them, I think Johnny McRae shot a 52. We have Austin Turner shot a 49 as well.
Yep, and he tied Sexton with the hot round.
Yeah, and then Charlie Goodpasture, who I got to play with on the 3rd card, shot a 52, who snuck on the lead card. I think he is tied with Ken Climo for that 5th place. So, yeah.
The future.
Yep, so we get to see Charlie, who's another local, just like Calvin, to Tampa. He does travel. He's been touring for a while.
We saw the registration list, so I mean, I knew I'd be playing with these guys. So it's exciting, but it's not surprising.
Anybody else?
Yeah, there's a lot of quality players here. You know, the second card's pretty stacked over there too. So just to have these 5 on the same card for at least one round is pretty awesome.
So what do you guys think about the evolution of the sport now? Like I said, Calvin's a young guy here. He's the youngest guy, and you were killing it today, man. You know, and then you have Ken here, who's been a beast forever. So what do you guys think?
49.
Huh?
Yeah, kind of tough question to ask Calvin Heimburg after that rough
think
finish.
About this. You're playing on a card where you won your title, first title in 1990. Calvin wasn't born. Paul wasn't born. When were you born?
83.
85.
All right, so 2 of them are around. So how does that make you feel, man, that these young guys weren't even around when you were doing this, man? All of a sudden they're playing on a card with you.
Right? I mean, it's awesome. I love to see the game coming up and all the new players throwing par, banging putts, and shooting low scores. It's awesome. It's good for the sport. You know, it's the evolution of the sport. Is what it is, and these guys are doing it.
So Calvin, you're the young guy here. Who's your favorite player of all time?
Oh, God. Why you gotta put me on the spot like that?
I'm just asking, man. You can name a few of them. It doesn't matter.
Kenny, I mean, grew up in Clearwater. That's gotta be my answer.
Smart
So
answer,
you guys
Calvin.
walking next to each other. You're about the same height, the same build. I said you could be his like kid.
He does look a lot like Keegan in his body stature.
He does. So
They do look alike.
Nate and Paul, you guys don't get to play on the same cards a lot, do you? You guys are like good buds. You go out and do the McBeast challenges. Is this like a special thing for you guys?
We play together quite a lot, actually. I think because we're usually kind of fighting up there at the front. So I think we play. I feel like we play together most every tournament at least once.
Well, yeah, I said yesterday we don't play often enough together.
There you go.
Because we're always, we're playing the biggest event, so it's always the best competition. So we're back and forth on the lead card, but I'd say every other event we get to play together. But there was a stretch last year. I think we did like 10 tournaments in a row. We got to play together.
So
Yeah,
Matt
Paul's
Dollar
had a good
is the
season
only
so
guy
far.
in the
He's
latitude
back on track. I think he's won
surrounded by
his
team
last
Nova,
3
man.
tournaments. Most
How is it
recent,
for
the
you
Nick
playing with all
Hayden.
these guys? A different team. There are 4 guys on one team, and then just you.
It's no big deal. I played with all these guys before.
He used to be team manager.
Yeah, back in the day. We were in it for a long time. It's cool attacking.
Yeah, all 5 of these guys were in at least at one
Yeah.
time.
And, I mean, I just pretty much expect if I play really, really good, I might be able to play with some of these guys. And it's definitely a dream card to play with champ and champ at the same time. So that's
Yeah,
pretty
5 world champions.
So,
5.
We're
What
gonna
am I
go
talking
from
about?
Ken all the way back around. Favorite and worst hole.
We've
on
got
this course?
what?
17 world championships, plus a couple masters from Ken.
Yeah.
Favorite and worst?
Yeah, what's your favorite?
Your least and most
Least
favorite.
favorite and most favorite.
That's
Okay.
pretty easy for me.
I would say 8 is my least favorite, just because it's a bit of a crapshoot coming down there. It's not much of a
Agree.
fairway.
Unless you have a sidearm, it's
I think,
poking hope.
I really like hole 11, just getting the bomb off the top. There's the best
Hole
thing
11
for
is
the house,
gorgeous.
actually stretch it.
Even if you don't get it.
I mean, I would like to be unique, but you hit it on the head. Hole 8 is definitely my least favorite hole, and hole 11 is my favorite, just ripping off the top. 18's awesome too. But
9 is a really good one.
yeah, I
What's
like
your
9
favorite?
also. 9's a really cool one. I feel like this hole 18 is definitely designed for
I like 11.
this caliber of
I
player.
like 13. I like that
The lower, bigger
long,
speeds, getting up that hill is
open
an easy
fairway.
task.
A little bit
So even if you're
downhill,
not really
get
close
the
to
match
hill,
from out
even
there.
being one of these guys, you have to think about laying up.
But I agree with him. 8 looks like a connector
I'll
hole.
agree on one hole. Hole 8 is definitely my least favorite hole. But I think my favorite one
And
is
you got to
it's a little
walk
different
uphill
than
that
15.
clay
I
to
like
get
15.
there.
I like having, the ability to throw long and straight off the tee shot, but still have to have some accuracy.
15's fun. I wish they would have a
Tricky second
man-made
shot, it
tee
can
pad
be
where we
a
can
little
have
bit,
that
but
level
a really
throwing
good hole.
field, not running
Yeah,
uphill.
I mean that's
yeah,
one
it's
of the
the worst
luxuries
for
that you
sure.
have when you're playing at a course that's
Pretty easy.
permanent.
One to pick, I think. And,
Yeah, like I said, there's
I
some
think
rumors
18
of this
is probably
property
my
might be
favorite
getting
just
bought
because
soon.
It's the only hole in the world that's.
Yeah, I've been hearing that for a
way
little bit.
down and back up.
If it happens, I would love to see a permanent
I'm gonna
course
agree
back
with
there.
Nate here. My least favorite is definitely hole 8. Not too much of a line.
I think that was
Hardly even
5
stick
people with
a
that.
side
Eight's
on
getting
or
no
anything
love.
For that matter. And then
That's
I
'cause
do
Nate
really like
bogeyed it.
14 going down and back there.
I think you got to throw some kudos to hole 2 as being a great hole. I think that is a great.
Absolutely. Hole 2's a good one.
There's a lot of good ones out here.
There's a lot of
Calvin's saying 18's his favorite, even
All right,
though
well,
Yeah, he
been
went,
in the
he
last
went
2
rounds.
6
Here
and
at,
6.
Grand Canyon. We'll go with Calvin.
Yeah, he's
wherever. What do
losing
you got
Nate
coming up
Sexton
next,
by 6 strokes on hole
Tallahassee and then
18.
Jacksonville in the next 2 weeks.
Nate?
That's a
I
fun
can answer
fact.
for both of us. We're running 7 McBeast challenges in the 9 days after this tournament, all the way from St. Petersburg.
Man, those
over to
McBeast
Texas,
challenges, they
where we're
fill
gonna play
up.
in the Nick Hyde
yeah,
Memorial
everyone has a
in the
blast
Texas
at those.
Yeah, I
From
heard
what
it.
I've seen.
I heard in Chicago they got close to 200.
I'm playing.
Yeah, they had to turn people away, is what I heard.
They were out of players
packages.
section.
They hate turning people away. So I know the one in St. Pete went really well. Everyone had a blast, from what I heard. That was the Monday after this tournament was in St. Petersburg
Injured. I'm hobbling around out
at
there.
Maximo
If
Park.
I'm lucky enough, I'll be able to play the fun and
Yep.
stuff.
Our buddy
I just wanna get back.
Dustin Riles took him down.
Yeah, finally
you wanna say
ruined
on
their
behalf of our
streak.
camera
I think he
crew
shot
and everybody
a
that's been
negative
following,
11
thanks for
from the
letting us
shorts
document
up
this
there,
today.
which is a pretty good
It's
score.
important to see the whole, you got
And they shot a negative 10, but they do worse shot.
Worst shot doubles.
Spend some time with us here.
Still two 10-30 plus players.
Good luck to
Worst
everybody
shot.
tomorrow. Thanks a lot, guys. Thank you.
And that's what we have. Look at Austin Turner, the reigning champion, making a big jump.
Yeah, he's a second, and he's coming off of the chase card, so 49.
I might sound biased rooting for a fellow team Discraft member. See how he shoots tomorrow.
And a young Discraft player. I think he's only 20 years old.
No, he's just turned 18.
Yeah, it's...
He actually shot a 49 and he put in a 2 on hole 18. He flicked his second shot in the basket from down below.
Wow.
That got the crowd going.
That's the only 2 I've ever heard of on that.
Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah, so Paul McBeth looking to do what Paul McBeth does on the final day. We'll see if he can be his usual self. Johnny McRae. He's won this one a couple times. He's 2-time.
Austin Turner, the winner from last year, the lefty.
So we got 3 past winners and Charlie Goodpasture.
My boy Charlie Goodpasture. Always fun to watch. He can throw far.
Yeah, he's the owner of Pure Line Disc Golf, and that's perfect name for Charlie because he throws pure line.
It's good to see him on this lead card too, because he's doing so much work around the Florida area. Always trying to get things going, cleaning up courses.
Yep.
He deserves it.
Yeah, we'll catch you guys round 3.
Thanks, guys.